Let's get into it. Don't chew me up, because I know how you ladies like to tussle. I think black men are all alike. I think black men don't like black women. I think you can meet 10 black men on different dating sites and they all cheat and they don't respect their women. I think every other race values black women other than black men. I think the real gag is black men don't like black women, like they're cheaters. I'm convinced every black guy is a cheater. I bet half of y'all can't even drop one black man that love y'all that's loyal. Ooh, the gag. Black men hate us so much when black women be the ones supporting them. And I know how you guys like to get in your bag. Don't be mad. Get you a Mexican, get you a Jamaican, get you a Haitian, anything but a black man. And I'm stamping it. And if you want a white guy, if it ain't white, he ain't right. I just feel like black women, we need to date outside our race because black men don't like us. And we shouldn't like them, period.
Stamping it. Stand on it.
You standing on it.
Standing on
That
it.
shit must be food stamps.
No, I'm standing on it.
So what made you have this post, and what made you
Well, first of all, it's my preference. So all the black men were so offended. It's my preference. I've had bad experience with dating black men. They've been abusive to me. Not all of them, but the ones I've dated. So that's my preference. I wouldn't want to date a African American black guy. I would do a Haitian, or I want to date outside my race. Like, even coming, I'm the only child, feel me? Like, my father, he's a black male, but he didn't give me a good example of how a male should treat a woman. Used to beat on my mom. Used to do he's verbally and physically abusive. That's not something that I want. And I've encountered that on several different occasions. So that's how I feel. And I feel like the black men out here that want to date, like, outside of their race with the white women or celebrities, I don't take care to that. That's their preference. So what they shit, like, feel me, it don't bother me. So I'm stamping it. That's how I felt.
I do feel that black men really got issues with black women. They talk about they talk about, oh, we wearing weaves, we don't do natural. They talk about we wearing extensions. They talk about anything. Oh, they want to get BBL. Like, they're constantly talking about what black women are doing and put it on blast. So yeah, that comes out as to, it's kind of like, yeah, especially the last couple of years, black men have definitely been going in on black women about, saying wigs and all kinds of stuff, lace fronts. And you just be wondering, like, where I grew up and the men that I know, like, I've never seen a man talk about a woman hair, her body, whatever, besides, man, she fine or she a brick house, whatever it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that, yeah, black men don't like women, and that's why my question is gonna still stand, because black men do date more out of their race. And black women, we prefer our own race, but black men are part of a percentage why black women date outside their race. So I'll leave it at that.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Shan Monet. I see that look on your face. What did you think about what she said?
It just sounds like she's a little fed up. That's all. A little upset. I think this is a very different question than what you asked earlier. I think that these are two different things, right? I can understand the emotion or I can understand what they're experiencing. I just take it a little different. I don't just throw all men away because a few bad apples that are very outspoken. But I would agree that there are a set group of men who bash black women. I would also agree that when it comes to dating, so to speak, and like I said, we're talking about black men, and we're not putting women in the situation. I think that it's hard to date because we're and it's not just black men. All of us, we're not dating with intent. So if you're going in trying to be intentional, it's really hard to find that now, and we seem to be the only culture having this issue, right? And even if you are in a relationship, and let's just say you give a person that's still, if you can do all that you're supposed to do for years, that does not guarantee marriage, right? And again, I think that we are the group of people who struggle with that the most, so to speak. We're the least marriage-minded race. And I think that because of that, when you're dating, you're gonna have toxic situations, more baggage. Because when this person does you wrong, then you go to the next person. That's for men and women alike. You carry it on to the next relationship. And so now it just looks like a big shit show when dating in Black. So, and people are feeling this way, and then they're pretty much expressing their emotions on YouTube, and I think that that's where that's coming from. I don't think that she necessarily hates Black men. I think she just has some bad experiences, some bad ones, and it's pretty much gotten to this point. And the same for men. I think that that's the reason why they say the things that they say, because they've had bad experiences as well. So that's what it is.
Okay. I'm gonna go to you, Sweeney. What was your thoughts about what was said on that video?
Well, first of all, I would like to say this: Black men are not the only men that have something to say about their women online. That is simply not true. All you got to do is go to the whatever podcast or any of these other shows or Better Bachelor, and you will see a lot of Black men have something to say about their women. So that is not true that only Black men do this. Also, no, only Black women are not the only ones that talk shit about their men, especially if you're here in America. You can go on TikTok. Most of them are white. A lot of them are Black too. There's a lot of man bashing on TikTok, and it doesn't matter the race. But regarding this chick video, I love how she said Black American men. Just threw that out there. I wonder if she even knows what lineage the man that she's dating even come from for her to even make that claim. She said, "Oh, go date you a Haitian man or a Jamaican man." Does she know whether they're Haitian or Jamaican or not? How many Black men have she dated? And man, I don't know, man. It's just for her to speak so cavalierly about Black men, and then when they asked her straight up, she said, "Oh, that's just my experience. That's just who I experienced." Then why didn't you lead with that and say, "Hey, don't date these 3 dudes that I dated in the past. They ain't shit"? Why did you say all Black men? Because you said all Black American men. And I know you said all Black American men is because then you said date Haitian or Jamaican or some other race or white. I think it's a pitiful take. I think it's even more ridiculous to say that it's okay for her to say that because she may be in her feelings. Because I guarantee you, if one of those guys that y'all call an incel got up here and said, "Man, Black women ain't shit, you should leave them the fuck alone," and this, that, and the third, would nobody understand where he's coming from. They wouldn't understand his hurt. They wouldn't understand his pain, even if it did come at the hands of a Black woman. Would nobody bat an eye. So why are we sitting here giving her any type of sympathy for the bullshit you just said? I have no sympathy for that woman. Don't come out here dogging out men like that. Especially when somebody questioning you on it. I at least rather her would have stood on it and said, "Yes, I meant all Black men." No, she came out when she was questioned and she said, "No, just a few Black dudes that I dated in my experience I did not like." But she's trash. And there ain't nothing more you can say about it. I'm sure you're at your level. Because when they were asking her other questions on that podcast, she wasn't the greatest crayon in the box. She showed that she meets men at her level. Her mindset says it. So just because you get the brunt of, just because you get the shittiest of Black men to date you because that's all you can pull, don't mean you get to throw the rest of us under the bus.
All right, what are your thoughts? Go ahead, Coco.
Let me just say something real quick. Why is it when something is pointed out that what Black men do, the response is reverted to someone saying that only Black men did that? Because I don't think anybody said that only Black men did that. I know I used an example what black men do to black women online as to why some women may have that perception. So I understand you are correct. Black men are not the only one to talk about black women, but I was using that as an example because we were talking about black
Oh no,
men.
I wasn't responding to you. I was responding to the chat.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know who said, I don't know anybody that said that
Well,
only black men did it. So that's why I was
just
trying
scroll,
to figure out.
scroll through the chat. It said
Thank you.
Miss Livia Light, shout out to her. She was one of the first ones to say only black men dog their women out online like this.
Did you misinterpret it? Because white
No,
men
she
don't
said
talk about, like,
that-
hold on, white men don't talk about black women like that. So I think she was talking about only black men talk about black women.
no,
Asian
she
men
said
don't talk about black women. White men don't talk about black women. Just the black men talk about black women. So tell me what race talk about black women
no,
besides black men?
she said don't nobody talk about their women like black men do. That's what she meant. It don't. You said you didn't see it. Why are you asking me whether I misinterpreted it or not?
Okay. Go ahead, Trev.
Cool. So first and foremost, shout out to my guys, man, Daily Rapper Crew for even touching on that topic.
Yeah, shout out.
I did want to kind of answer some of the ladies' inquiry that they had, just for some context, before I really go in on how terrible of a take that was. So, as far as other races, if you look at white women, they'll marry outside about 10%. Asians are notorious for it. They do the most outsourcing, which is like 36%. Black men, they are just about a quarter of us who will date outside of our race or marry outside of our race, and black women is about 15% right now, which was very different from, because compared to 1960 it was about 5%. So it is on the rise. As far as us being dangerous, I mean, this is by design. We've been stigmatized for like ever, right? We have been the boogeyman. It is what it is. It's awful, but that's just what it is. There's always a negative connotation when it comes to black men. And what's to the forefront is usually the worst of the worst. But I don't witness any of that in circles, and I'm sure every single one on this panel say the same thing. You don't associate or affiliate any of those type of men. Most black men don't. What happened?
Your internet messing up. It's just me. Is it messing up, y'all? Okay, yeah.
Is it
coming? It's better now.
Okay. So, I mean, it's like this is just what it looks like. I don't have any issues with, if you feel like you want to date outside of your race, that's fine. But for her to be so ignorant as to say, well, don't date a black man, get you this guy, get you that guy. Any of those other races that she decided to mention also have a trash portion as well. I can tell you that, right? So that's the part that I don't like. You can go ahead and do whatever you like, whatever you're attracted to is fine, but you don't have to disparage your own race in order to do that. And that's where I find the problem. If you want to say what it is that you like about the races that you're going for, that's fine, but you don't have to disparage us. It was completely unnecessary. I'm not sure if she was just trying to get a hot take, because sometimes people just do that, man. They just want to be polarizing so they could get the attention and stuff. And some of these females go on there and then they get roasted when it comes down to it, and they start feeling silly. But that's pretty much my take on it. It doesn't make sense for them to go ahead and say that we are trash, because that's really not the case. That's not statistically correct, right? Most of us are not criminals. Most of us are not the boogeyman. Most of us are not abusers like they want to paint us to be. So it's a false narrative, and if they want to push that, it is what it is. But if you are intentionally looking for a solid black man, you can find them, and you're not going to find them at the clubs. You're not going to find them at the bars. Like you're going to have to like really be intentional about it. Strategic placement is what they call it. So if you're not doing everything in your power, and you are not ready, right? Like Sweeney definitely touched on it, where he said, pause, as far as those type of females. Like if you're not in the right places, you're gonna get that trash. You're getting what you're matching up with what's available to you because you're in the wrong areas, you're in the wrong places, and your slate ain't clean. Your slate ain't clean, because I know plenty of women who can find men easily, but they're right. They're everything about them is right. They have their own life together. If you don't have your life together, then you can't expect to get with these type of guys because they have options as well.
Are black men often viewed as the least ideal partners for black women?
I feel like black women, when it comes to dating outside our race, I don't see, just based on my experience and what I see, none of my friends date outside their race, or any black woman that I know in the schools, I don't see anyone who is with another race.
Okay.
Like when I go to the churches, like the smaller churches that I go to, because I used to go to Living Word, where I'm there, it's more diverse because it's a bigger congregation. But far as like the ones that's in our communities, like I live in a predominantly black community, I see most women with black men. I don't know anyone who is with someone outside their race. Oh wait, just thought about somebody from high school. She actually just married a Hispanic man, but that's the only person I know. But I don't know her. I just went to high school with her. We don't speak, but she did just get married to a Hispanic man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Coco, are black men often viewed as the least ideal partners for black women?
I'm still trying to understand, why is that a question? That's all. Like, why would black women not, like, we don't look outside our race first, unless that's where we come from. Like, if our childhood comes from a diverse childhood like that, then you're used to that, and then maybe, yeah, since you're a kid, even being friends with white and black men, you probably have grown to decide black men are the least ones. But the narrative that a black woman would ideally not want a black man, that it's not a realistic kind of question. Did someone say, is there a clip you're going to play that some black women said that they least, that there's a data somewhere, or like a survey that happened, and some women were saying that they prefer to date outside their race? I'm just wondering where that question came from. The question would be, is black women least ideal for black men? But we'll discuss. Just saying.
Okay, Ms. Coco trying to switch it up a little bit. Go ahead, Aisha. Let's see if we can try this again. Are black men often viewed as the least ideal partners to black women?
I don't think that they're viewed as the least. I think that the comparison has to do with like economics, and when it comes to like finding your equal in that point. And for like women like me, like that work in corporate America and that live a certain way and have a certain lifestyle, how many black men am I going to run into? So I think that it depends on the qualifications, or what, because I know that Di said, nobody around, but I'm around a lot of people who date, black men that date white women, and I'm around, the opposite a lot. I see it often, you know what I mean? And I feel like that normally comes down to what they feel like is a status. And that's just my view on it. I think that it's about status and what people perceive things to be. I definitely don't think that it's about commonality, because you don't come from the same place. So that's my take on it.
All right, Ms. Monet.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Coming to you next. Are black men often viewed as the least ideal partners for black women?
I'm sorry. I just got the shower. That's why I came back in. The least. Okay, what was the question again? Say it again.
Are black men often viewed as the least ideal partners for black women?
No, Matter of fact, I've never heard that before. No. I don't think they're often. I mean, somebody may think of it, but it's not often. No, I've never heard that before. I don't think that that's the norm, the normal way of thinking.
I got a question for the guys. We don't have to answer now, but do the guys? What are your thoughts on? Do you feel that men date outside of the race more than women?
Well, it's not really the topic though.
You said ideal. Okay, so let
I
me.
wanted to know too, Coco.
Go ahead, Shan. You were saying something.
Okay, so you said, is it the ideal? So by Black women or by other people?
Are Black men often viewed as the least ideal partners for Black women?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to pull it out. No, I've never heard that before. I was trying to make it. I just never heard that before. No, I don't think that people think that way.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and run this clip, and then we'll go ahead and get the show started.